so sick and tired of parents getting away with every little thing that they do because they're parents, and you can't judge them if you're not one. It's like, bro, I don't need to be a parent to know that you're at your job.
Parents suck. People love to. They don't love to raise.
That's true. All right, let's keep going with this.
I'm
gonna Okay, welcome back, everybody. Today I got a special guest.
What up?
Smile Mito, aka Brown Man.
What's up? AKA Papa Pussy. Follow me on SoundCloud. I'm just playing.
He goes by Mackie Roth. I will go ahead. This is his channel.
109. I actually lost a subscriber, so whoever that is, please come back.
Yeah, he talks hip hop shit, mostly video games, that type of shit. If you like his content, go ahead and give him a like or follow.
Cool shit.
But with that being said,
go back.
Let's get this fucker out of here.
Go back.
Now,
I wanted to see. There's something called Bacon Mackie, and I was interested.
Nope, we're past it. Now we're starting to talk about David. Today, we're going to be reacting to the D4vd Files by Turkey Tom and seeing what's going on with this. I barely know who the hell this man is, but I heard he has
apparently he's fucking very, very fucking famous, bro. Like he's like apparently he's got collabs with like Crocs. Apparently he's made the anthem for Fortnite. It's called like Locked and Loaded. He had a deal with Hollister, I think a deal with Nike. I think he averaged 38 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Like, it's crazy how big he was and how little, like, I feel like a lot of people knew about him. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, this motherfucker's got a lot. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off and see what this man has allegedly done. All right, let's see.
Trunk of a vehicle showing signs of prolonged malnourishment. Upon further investigation, they discovered these were the remains of a teenage girl that had been missing for 17 months, and that the car belonged to indie artist David, who had over 30 million listeners and songs with almost 250 million views on YouTube. An already dark and tragic incident became even darker, as people online slowly unraveled 4 years of David foreshadowing this would happen through his music, which he was performing the same day the body was found. This is one of the most downright evil stories I've ever covered, so viewer discretion is advised. All the way back in 2018, 13-year-old David Anthony Burke was a homeschooled kid with not just a normal family, but an unusually well-to-do family unit. His parents were still together, had a strong religious background, and were well off financially, as his dad was a regional litigation support project manager for a global firm with 75 offices and a staff of over 1,500 attorneys. Browsing his LinkedIn briefly shows you just how many huge law firms he dealt with and how much experience he had. By all means, the Burke family was well supported and had everything they needed. However, David had mostly unsupervised access to the internet, and they simply had no idea.
See, cucked. Okay, but no, this should not be happening. My biggest issue that I will always have is if you show me a bad kid, I will show you a shit parent. I have never heard in history a bad child, and then you look at the parent and you're like, yeah, but they did their best. It's like, no, this is a shit parent, okay? You have more than enough money and resources to be there for your child, but you're a lazy fucking cuck, so you decide to throw them in front of a screen and disappear. That is a shit parent, in my opinion.
I mean, you know, that's actually a fair point, because I think I was going to ask you, because they said that he was homeschooled, too. Do you think the isolation away from like other kids his age would like have an effect on him like that too? Because I think it
absolutely, absolutely. So
because like he's not playing any like sports or like getting involved in like any other like outside activities as far as we know, And so
I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with homeschooling. I mean, there's ways to have your kids socialize without them having to go to public school. You can sign them up for programs. You can even go to a church. There's different things you can do to help socialize your kid. But you have to be able to take on that parenting role at the very least if you're not going to try to socialize them. This is equivalent to someone wanting to get a dog, throwing the dog in the cage and only taking it out to give it food and so it can go outside to shit. And then when that dog does something fucking crazy one day, People are like, what? But the person's so nice, and I never thought this would happen. It's like, yeah, it's neglect. You don't have to beat the shit out of the dog, and you don't even have to yell or torture it. But if all you do is like, I'm gonna lock you in a cage when I'm going for work, I'm gonna take you out, but I'm never gonna touch you or play with you, and then I'm gonna let you eat food, and then all of a sudden now you're doing some crazy shit. And it's the same thing with kids. Like, these guys need you to interact with them. They need parents to be there for them. Just because you're in your kid's life doesn't mean you're present. And if you're not present, it's not shocking if they do some terrible shit. That's how I feel. I feel like some parents need to be co-charged. Not equally, but they need to get some shit, because I'm so sick and tired of fucking parents getting away with every little thing that they do because they're parents, and you can't judge them if you're not one. It's like, bro, I don't need to be a parent to know that you're shit at your job.
Yeah. No, seriously. And I feel like, especially with the, like, I get, like, a lot of parents now don't understand how like, technology works, and that there's safeguards, like, on computers and on phones for this specific reason, so you can monitor what your kids are doing, but they're there. They are there. And, like, I feel like parents need to take more accountability when it comes to actually, like, paying attention to what their kids are watching and, like, mitigating their exposure to content, bro, because it's just, yeah, I agree. When you just throw your kids in front of a screen and tell them to fuck off for like hours at a time every fucking day, yeah, they're probably, and they don't go outside, they don't really have friends like that. Yeah, they're gonna come out to be some fucking wild motherfuckers, or maybe into some wild things that you don't even know about.
All right.
No, it all comes down to the parents. Absolutely.
All right, let's keep this shit going. So far, we have shit parents, bad parent. Got it. Okay.
Shitty parents. Good.
Shitty
A lot of money. The nigga works for bro. Your pops works for a fucking law firm that's that large. It's not that. It's not like insanely big, but it's a pretty large one. Damn, bro. Good. A lot of money. They did good at that. Just they sucked at the other part.
The kinds of things he would expose himself to. But we'll get to that later. To their knowledge, and likewise to the public's knowledge, David's teenage years had him either studying or playing Fortnite and making edits and montages of it. But due to the prominent role music plays in Fortnite edits, he found his content getting frequently copyright strikes. Over the course of 3 years where he struggled with this problem, he decided to take his interest in artists like XXXTentacion and Tyler the Creator to try his hand at making his own music to avoid copyright. This culminated in the release of his first song on YouTube, Runaway, which was released in December 2021. From the get-go, the themes in his music are very clear and repetitive. The speaker in the song is trying to get someone they love to come live with them, feeling sad when they feel their feelings are not reciprocated, fearing that their partner is running away, and lastly, having these feelings boil over into aggression and a jealous anger. In a song from February 2022, he says, "I look into your eyes and I can see right through your lies. I think we both know who dies here. You can't leave the past behind. You're the only one that lies here." In another song from just 1 month later, he has the phrase, "Save your tears 7 years" in the chorus. And I think at this point, it's necessary to introduce you to David's alleged victim for legal purposes. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, born on September 7th, 2010, meaning in early 2022, she'd have been 11, 7 years away from being 18. Meanwhile, David would be 17. While no one had any reason to suspect anything at the time.
What do you think about that? About that part? The 7 years lyric.
How
do you feel about that? Cause like, I get it's just lyrics, and I feel like that's like such a big, in with music right now is using people's music as like evidence of like them committing crimes or doing something. But like, I don't know. I get a weird feeling. 7 years, bro. That's a little specific. You know what I mean?
I just think it's tough when we're talking about lyrics. I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump on that, only because we can't always, like, lyrics should not be, if we're talking about, like, legal prosecution here, it should not be the basis of this. Not the basis, obviously, but it should not be entered as evidence whatsoever, because the way I see it is that it's a slippery slope. I could say that he's talking about Celeste. I could also say that he's talking about his art. It's not me defending him necessarily. It's just more so, even though one thing we have to make sure we do, I'm making sure I'm doing it too, is that we have this issue as human beings when it comes to seeing people do terrible shit to really justify our feelings on stuff and to act like we've seen something in something that may not even be there, because, you know, at the end of the day, he's quote unquote guilty, because we don't know, it's alleged still, but he's guilty for this crime, so therefore let's look at all the signs that's there. And the only reason I'm kind of like saying we should put the pause on that is because we using art, subjective art, as like evidence it's slippery. There was a case in Brooklyn, I believe, the other day that was just reversed because they decided to cite lyrics, right, as evidence in the case. Now obviously they had other evidence as well, but the DA ended up having that case reversed because what ended up happening is the lyrics they ended up using didn't match the crime that they stated it did. The details were different. And when they brought this up to the judge, they found it on a guilty verdict. But then after appeal, they said, hey, you know, the details in these lyrics are completely different from the evidence that was pushed forward. So they lost on appeal. And the case was reversed, even though the person that did this crime might have actually done it. But we don't know now. So I'm not, I feel like, I don't know. I wouldn't use lyrics as like evidence whatsoever. I feel like I can be definitely slippery.
You don't even think as like supporting evidence, like not like as the foundation for a case, but like not even just to kind of like, and hey, oh yeah, and by all this evidence plus this motherfucker was releasing this kind of music. Listen to the lyrics. You don't even think like that? It would be good. I feel like that might help, at least that might help sway the jury a little bit, you know, even if it's not like concrete, you know, it still helps sway the jury. Like, yeah, we got all this evidence plus he's making these posts on social media as well, or he's making this, or check out these lyrics. You know what I mean?
I feel like it just, if you're going to build a case, especially a murder case, there needs to be hard-hitting evidence. The last thing you want is any sign of ambiguity. Like, you don't want anything that could make David turn around and have his shit lose. I mean, win on appeal. That's the last thing you want to do. And the last thing you want to do is bring up lyrics, because we've seen this kind of blow up in the face of the prosecution. It's not even just a Brooklyn case. You know, that was a small-time rapper. I was reading that the other day.
Thug,
but it was the Young Thug case. That's what I was about to bring up as well. It's like, listen, bringing up lyrics have shown to not really be the best when it comes to prosecuting individuals. So if we're going to do this, I feel like, especially a murder case, we need to focus on the matter of fact and not try to push narratives. If you are the prosecution, I think you kind of cloud out on the noise, and the last thing you want to do is to lose a case because you're trying to push motive through lyrics. If you want to find motive, there's got to be evidence. And also, he hasn't even been charged yet. Is that true? So I'm not even sure what's happening.
There's no charges or anything yet.
So yeah, we'll see.
Speculation and internet vigilantes doing their thing. I at least think there's a connection here, but let's keep going.
The contents of his music only became more concerning. Over his next two songs that are almost follow-ups to one another, the narrative David is describing goes from just needing a friend to a song called More Than Just Friends, where he says, I told you keep it 10, or you'll end up dead. Pieces put together like a puzzle. Over the next 8 songs, this narrative is mostly maintained, with David talking about being sent into jealous frenzies and obsessively sending whoever he's talking to hundreds of messages, while occasionally saying things like, trying to kill you slowly, and we're gonna die tonight. As much as it's pretty commonplace for these themes to appear in this kind of music, it often seemed like David was being a bit too oddly specific about his subject matter. This is even more the case when you factor in the kinds of things he was tweeting at the time, such as, when I was writing this, I got a notification from you, as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong, but your circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro. It's one thing for there to be odd lyrics, but this is just him talking on a tweet about how someone needs to push through their wishes to be with their mom and sister again. While the post he was replying to there is now gone, there is a Wayback Machine snapshot of what the original exchange was. In it, David, with his old handle, Ant Part 2, is replying to someone named 6K4TE, who says, this relates to how I feel so heavily. to one of his songs. The only other hit for this exact handle is a Pinterest profile whose last piece of activity took place 11 months ago. Currently, this Twitter handle is being used by someone else who is not related to the original owner of the handle or David, so don't go messaging them because they have nothing to do with anything. The only other significant pieces of David's Twitter activity from around this period are him saying that religion is a money scheme and that he'd been studying nihilism lately. Although she was probably there for longer, the earliest record of a Celeste in David's Discord server comes from October 2022, when she would have been 12. It's around this time that we got one of the most damning instances of David telling on himself. The music video for the track Romantic Homicide. The video depicts David in some pretty ritualistic scenes, surrounded by candles with a blindfold on, standing in front of a seemingly deceased girl. Later on, it's suggested that the evidence of the crime is hid away inside of a suitcase. The lyrics aren't very specific, but they too reflect the same themes from before, killing someone he loves. While his previous songs had already gotten some degree of attention, this one was by far his biggest hit yet, taking him from being an obscure indie artist to being in the same category as people like Juice WRLD. Last but not least, if you check the date this video was posted, it was exactly on the 7th of September, Celeste's birthday. Maybe due to how much success this song got him, David got even bolder about subliminally referencing the insidious things he was doing behind the scenes. 2 months into the new year, he started opening up to his Discord server, which obviously was full of minors. In a long string of messages, he said, "I used to be addicted to watching gore videos. Live Leak was bookmarked. Lamau. I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14. Got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, man. I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. I love gore. Gore is..."
This guy's a fucking weirdo. He's a fucking
crazy,
weirdo.
dude.
That's
it's crazy,
fucking
bro.
better than
What a
adult
fucking
videos.
weirdo,
This
bro.
is absolutely not the first time someone has mentally self-destructed via gore videos. There is such a huge community online of absolute freaks surrounding this kind of thing that I'm surprised there hasn't been a massive crackdown on it. And that's without mentioning how the same platform for this kind of video often leads to other, more illegal kinds of content. Another sign David was getting increasingly comfortable with letting other people know was that the entire server was at least somewhat in on the fact that he was with Celeste. Some kind of bot on his server shared what looks like a playlist called Celeste in David's Closet. In late March, someone going by the name James Buttergun said David only added underage girls to the server, and even specified that this wasn't some kind of joke, even if other users in there would joke about it openly. While I'm sure plenty of people had no idea about David's proclivities, based on the messages that have become public, at least some of them absolutely did, to the point where they even knew which girl specifically David talked to more frequently. One Reddit user said, "One of the old Discord screenshots were 2 guys, allegedly, chatting, and they said that David wouldn't add them back, but he followed his underage girl fans immediately. One of them made a teenage catfish girl account, and David immediately followed his catfish account back." But his self-tells notoriously don't limit themselves to his Discord messages. A music video from November 2022 featured a girl that looked similar to Celeste. Another one from February 2023 depicted him playing the part of a dead body, specifically wearing clothes to make him appear smaller than he actually was, and getting placed into the back of a car. On April 3rd, he released a promotional video that opened with these words.
"You see, when a human being is drained of all of its blood, it becomes pale, lifeless, just as the rose.
I don't
Visually
understand the
appealing,
appeal to this
only good to
motherfucker,
observe
bro.
and admire.
I don't get
But
it.
the moment you go to pick it up, you get stabbed."
He released
White people. I don't know. This is some
I
cornball
don't-
shit. I don't understand.
This is
This is
stupid
corny.
ass
This is
shit.
fucking corny, bro. What the hell?
Whenever you pick up a rose, it pricks you with your thorns and it makes your thumb bleed. And I like the way it feels.
I think this guy is fucking weird. I think this guy is fucking gross. I think this guy has a disturbed fucking mind. And I think when it comes to his parents, they failed him for sure. His parents failed the fuck out of him. And
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
If you
bro,
asked
how,
me-
how do you let this? How do you not see this? You know,
it's not about
child.
not
Isn't it?
seeing this. It's about... There's a difference here, right? It's not about not seeing it. It's about allowing it to grow. There's a difference. If I walk past your room every day and I never step in a single time, and then 5 years down the road, I said, fuck it, I'm going to step in, and there's mold on the right, and there's garbage on the left, and it looks like fucking parasites in the corner, and we have to demolish the whole fucking room because of your room and the shit that it did to the entire house and the foundation. I didn't, I wasn't blind. I didn't see the signs. Was like, oh, fuck, I'm just ignoring it. It's that I didn't care enough to check. I didn't go look. I didn't give a fuck. It's not being blind to the signs. It's not even looking for them in the first place. I didn't give a fuck about you to go into your room to see what's happening in there. And that's the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
They weren't parents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not hard to say that. They weren't parents. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't look into him at all. Like, they didn't look into him.
2 other projects this year. And again, we can find various allusions to his secret. Having to defend his quote-unquote love from people who questioned it, being obsessive and even self-destructive, references to roses and shovels, describing himself as the devil, and becoming aggressive when his partner tries to leave. While most of the music videos are innocuous, the girls in them always look like Celeste, although one of them stands out as the most disturbing of all. On the 7th of September, Celeste's birthday, the anime video for a song called Rehab was released, wherein the female character gets butchered, literally cut into pieces by David's character. Uncoincidentally, around the same time this video came out, David makes a song called Celeste that, although he'd never released it, ended up leaking. In it, there are lyrics about Celeste only opening up when she's high and having his name tattooed on her chest. Up until this point, there were only allusions, and this was the first time he outright said her name in a song. Even if he didn't release it, it leaked anyway. And more, it seemed like David was getting something out of teasing his followers with his illegal activities. In the same month, David did a stream with Celeste visibly in the background, and when people asked who she was, he only replied with, "You are a Fed." This person who asked about her, a Discord user called Lamp, was then threatened by David, who said, "Wallahi, he's finished. I know what he leaked already. We're literally preparing to sue him, Lamau. Lamp is about to owe $30,000. Legal team going bonkers right now." How confident can a guy be that he's threatening to get legal with someone as they literally have a picture of him with a 13-year-old girl?
How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, that's fucked. Why is she in the...
You trying to find the
background
picture?
here? Yeah, I'm trying to go back to the picture. Right here.
Yeah, look, and she's hiding her face. I feel like that's what makes it worse too, because like people, you could sit here and say, well, how do we know that's her? You know, that could be any girl. It's like, yeah, sure, that's true. Why is she covering her face though?
Wait,
you know?
do we
why
have like an image of him right with her, like her whole face, right? It feels weird. We don't have nothing.
You really have not. That's what makes me mad too. That's why I'm like, bro. That's why I hate some of these videos, because they talk so like damning. Like, yes, we know this for sure, but the reality is we don't know anything other than she was found in the trunk of the Tesla. We don't even know if she was found in pieces or not. Some news places say that she was dismembered. Some say that it was just a head and a torso. Some say it was the whole body because they were able to describe what pants she was wearing. And it's just like, everything is so like tight-lipped, bro. And David obviously hasn't said anything either. I think he did one show after the news broke, and then when the body was identified, he canceled the rest of his shows.
I think he's fucking weird. I think he's fucking gross. And I think he might be fucking someone underage, and maybe...
Yes, he might not have killed anybody.
But that I will stand on is a strong possibility. But yeah, okay, let's keep going with
that's
Turkey.
what I was trying to say. That he definitely was with a underage girl for sure.
It's a lot of evidence here.
This person who asked about her, a Discord user called Lamp, was then threatened by David, who said, "Wallahi, he's finished. I know what he leaked already. We're literally preparing to sue him, Lamau. Lamp is about to owe $30,000. Legal team going bonkers right now." How confident can a guy be that he's threatening to get legal with someone as they literally have a picture of him with a 13-year-old girl? To make matters worse, for the whole year of 2023, he was actively looking for other minors to do the same thing to, as he had been caught DMing girls well under the age of 18. In January 2024, he made a post on TikTok with a bunch of Hello Kitty gear, and when someone commented asking David to adopt them, David replied, tagging an account that was clearly an alt, saying, "Should we?" This account had little to no activity, but was listed as having Celeste's birthday, meaning it possibly belonged to her. But besides this post, David was less explicit about his criminal involvement with Celeste in his music. But that doesn't mean the opposite, actually.
Bro.
In mid-February 2024, a Facebook user by the name of Dora Hernandez made a post which read, "Celeste Hernandez is my niece. She's missing this morning and didn't get to her classes residences in Lake Elsinore, California. She is 13 years old. If anyone has seen her, please contact me or her parents, Mercedes Martinez, or call the police. Immediately after, Celeste's mother, Mercedes, also made a post asking for help, and the efforts to locate her waged on for the next few days, coming from multiple family members and acquaintances of her. However, about 5 days later, Mercedes made a currently unavailable post that was replied to by the rest of the family, with things like, "Thank God our prayers have been answered." And in another exchange, a redacted person said she came home last night, which leads me to think that she was found around the 20th of February. Right around the same time, David was posting more frequently about some Hello Kitty girl, which absolutely meant he was talking about Celeste, as she was known to like Sanrio merch. In a confusing turn of events, within 2 months, Celeste was once again announced to be missing, seen the last time on the 5th of April wearing Hello Kitty sandals. This has led some people to theorize that some members of her family knew that she was with David and were okay with it, and that others weren't and continued to press for her to come home. Ultimately, we don't know the exact
crazy theory. That's another crazy theory. People were thinking that that her parents were like David basically was like paying her parents to fucking to be able to like keep quiet about him and her's relationship. But I don't know. I don't think that's true. The mom said she had no idea what he even looked like. So all she knew was all the mom knew was that she had a boyfriend named David, but she never met him and never knew what he looked like.
This is rough.
Which honestly, which also kind of right. Agree with you about the parent thing, because she's 13 and she has a boyfriend. How do you not meet this fucking boyfriend that's dating your 13-year-old daughter? Like,
well, because you don't care. That's the
nobody
thing.
Give a fuck?
Shit parenting. The problem is, I feel like in this country, a lot of people get the idea of like a shit parent is a parent that like beats the hell out of you. A shit parent is a parent that is abused the hell out of you. But people don't understand the like subtle nuance to shit when it comes to parenting. Like, a shit parent is a parent that doesn't care about you. So when a parent is beating the shit out of you and abusing you and all that, that is a parent that doesn't give a shit about you. But also a shit parent is a parent that tries to be your friend. That's a parent that doesn't give a fuck about you. It's a parent that buys you beer when you're 16. It's a parent that throws you a box of condoms at 15 and says, they'll be home late, have fun. It's a parent that doesn't even know your interest or know anything about you, comes home, has a 5-minute conversation with you, and then goes to bed. That is also a shit parent. But the problem is, people feel like you can't call these type of parents out because it's like, what? The kid has good clothes, the kid is fed well, the kid's going to school, and the kid has good grades, so therefore it's a good parent, right? It's like, no, absolutely not. Again, being present in your kid's life goes beyond a physical presence in your kid's life. Because if you show me shit situations that happen in this world, the most diabolical, disgusting, crazy situations that people do, show me their childhood, I'll show you a shit parent. I have yet to be proven wrong about this. I've yet to see a situation where a bad thing happens from a bad person, and then they're like, yeah, the dad took them to hang out every single day. They had long walks around the river and played basketball. He was in clubs and signed up for it by his parents.
Tyler Robinson, dude. That was a good conservative Christian man, dude, and woman.
No, his parents didn't even know anything of what's going on with them. Like, no.
But they took him shooting, and they took him on camping trips.
Yeah, great. But they didn't even know if he had a girlfriend / boyfriend / trans. Like, they don't know anything about their kid. That's a shit parent. And there's too many shit parents nowadays. I said, let me say something wild. What's going on, everybody? So unfortunately I had to take so wild that YouTube told me to remove it from the video. What I'm going to say, it's nothing hateful and nothing too crazy, but it's something that's going to make YouTube make sure people can't construe my words, because I understand how it can be taken a certain way. If you're interested in what my take was and its full context, I implore you to go watch this stream right here. Me and the homeboy actually talk about more updates that we saw in the David case, more than just a Turkey Tom video, no disrespect disrespect to him. So I implore you to go watch the stream because we actually go over more details that we don't go over in this video. And then as for my take, it's just as simple as this. If you are a parent, you should know the actions of your consequences, and you should understand that you're raising a child. And I don't believe that every single parent should be allowed to be a parent, because we've seen them time and time again ruin kids' life, and then those kids go on to ruin more kids' lives. That was my take. That was all I was saying, but I can understand the way I said it here was definitely kind of crazy. But let's get back to the video.
I agree with that for sure. Parents suck. People love to fuck, but they don't love to raise.
That's true. All right, let's keep going with this fucking weirdo.
Facts details of how this all went
go.
down. But the fact that she was with David is an absolute certainty. On his Discord server, it was widely acknowledged that they were now officially dating. And some people even knew that his girlfriend was the missing girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This person, Ponzalo, is one of the first people to call David out on it. And another
they dropped her name in that same Discord. Like that's a reply to David specifically, dropping this missing girl's full fucking name before this last year, before this any of this ever happened. How do you feel about that too? Because that's fucking weird, bro. This comment was made August 16th of 2024.
Well, like I said, as we're watching this video, I come around on the fact that they know each other. I feel like there's enough evidence to say that. Okay. And I feel like there's enough evidence to say that they probably had a sexual relationship. But I'm looking more so the murder part. That's what I'm looking more so on.
Actually trying to get him in jail, I feel you.
People, I feel, watch too much TV. That's what I want to bring up right now. People, I feel, watch way too much television. When it comes to taking a life, that is an insane action to do. Not anyone can just do that. Not anyone can just go through with that. All right? People can talk a game all they want. People can talk it up, be so pissed off. Actually going through with it.
You actually fucking... I was going to say, ask a lot of people. They think they can.
Doing that shit, that is... So when you're telling me that he's a murderer, I need evidence. If you're telling me that he might be a PDF file, there's enough evidence here to probably state that Clay's what? She was 13, he was 20 or something. What am I getting?
20,
or 13?
Like 19.
19, like okay. There's probably enough evidence for you to state that claim. If you're saying that he probably had a sexual relationship with someone who was a minor, there's probably enough evidence for you to state that claim. If you're saying that he might be involved with her murder, there's enough evidence here to state that claim. But my biggest thing is, if we're going to say murderer, I need shit on that. That's it. I will always hold people feet to the fire, because I am the same person that will say, I'm just consistent, and I always will be. Like, I'm the same person when everybody was harping on the Amber Heard shit, and there's not enough evidence here. There's a lot of fucking hearsay. There's more evidence on Johnny Depp's side than there is her side. I feel like this case is kind of bullshit. I was on everyone's side. I was everyone's darling angel. Everybody was like, yeah, that's right, bro. You got the right opinion on this one. Let's go. But when it comes to this one, because I definitely have stayed out of comment sections, I made one comment and I got blown the fuck out for it. When it comes to this one, I'm literally just being consistent. I'm saying, listen, he's probably a piece of shit. He's definitely a fucking weirdo. If you want me to push murderer, if you want to get me there, give me evidence to get me there. It's not enough for you to say that he's a PDF file. Okay, you show me a lot of evidence that shows he's probably a PDF file. Cool. It's not enough for you to say that he had a sexual relationship with this person. You show me a lot of evidence that is sexual and romantic. Cool. I need you to show me evidence that he's a murderer, because I can't just cross that bridge with you because we got enough evidence to prove one thing, therefore all things are true. That's not how I am.
That's very true. That's very true. That's very smart. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Messages, he said, David took my little sister's friend to LA to bang in his house while she's 12. Did y'all know David likes kids? I want to tell everyone about how David is a creep. As far as I know, besides Ponzalo, the only other person to be going after David over this was a random TikTok commenter called Robin River in February 2024, when Celeste went missing for the first time. Among those who were familiar with David, it was simply common knowledge that he had basically kidnapped this girl. Adding insult to injury, he streamed with her on Twitch, and although she was wearing a hoodie and big glasses, it was clearly her. At some point during it, this moment happened.
I media trained you. That's controversial.
Damn it! This is the fucking fuck you, no future. No, I'm just kidding.
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
He was basically flaunting one of the most egregious crimes imaginable for hundreds of people to see, all while being world famous. In TikTok posts and Instagram stories, he hints at basically paying her to stay with him. Around April 2020.
Hold up.
Crimes imaginable for hundreds of people to see, all while being world famous. In TikTok posts,
One thing that frustrates the fuck out of me is it used to be, it's hard to judge anybody when it comes to cases like this anymore. Because it used to be in the past, it was easy to tell if someone was lying. Because what do people do, like, psychologically? They put their best foot forward, right? They're going to put their best piece of evidence forward. If you believed I, like, beat on my wife, you'd put your best piece of evidence forward. You'd say, basically, I saw bruises on her face. She's constantly flinching when he's around her. I hear him yelling a lot, and I hear him using a lot of curse words. Like, you would go your very best, and then you'd sprinkle in the other evidence towards the end. What I don't get, because this is just doesn't work psychologically, is when the way he did this video is equivalent to doing this. Yeah, I think Trey beats his wife. Here's why. He yells at her, uses a lot of curse words, like a lot of them, and he seems like angry all the time. It's like, oh, that doesn't feel like enough. I also saw bruises on her face. It's like, why wouldn't you start with that?
with the big one.
Why would you end with that? Because now with this, I know a lot of people are looking at this and being like, oh, how is this evidence of anything? It's like, bro, if he made a $9,000 payment to a 13-year-old, I feel like that should be traceable, no? And easy to point out in his transactions, which is a huge indicator that they had a relationship.
That's very true. He literally posted it on his TikTok too. So
It's so stupid. I feel like this is the biggest piece right here. No offense to Turkey Tom. I'm not saying he's stupid. I just said the way this should have been like the first thing right here. This would have been the first thing, because you would have swayed me 5 seconds in. I would be like, oh yeah, he's probably having sex with a kid. Like immediately. This right here. This all you needed to show me.
Honestly, I'll be fair. I didn't really put that together until you just said it right now, because that is a really good point. That would show a transaction, and that does trace, and that'd be the quick way to. That's the easiest and fastest way to establish that they had a relationship with concrete evidence. That's very true. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that.
All right, let's
I'm
keep going.
$1,000 short, but who cares? Holy shit, dude.
and Instagram stories, he hints at basically paying her to stay with him. Around April 2024, when she was reported missing for the second time, an unreleased song called Drink and Drive was made, containing lyrics such as, "Are you still under the car? Stay with me. I know it's my fault. Oh God, I'm here. Can't you take me instead? She didn't deserve to go. I'll be crying in this jail cell tonight." While these are contextualized within the song, they are also eerily foreboding considering the ultimate end of this story. It's also shortly after the second missing report that possibly the worst detail of this story took place. In messages that Celeste allegedly exchanged with someone called Anissa, she said, "Anissa, do not text. He came back. He's crying. Do not text me. I fixed him. I'm staying. I fixed him. I don't know how. We both cried to get her, and he changed his mind. I'm happy he did, though. Anissa, you have to swear you're going to stay safe. Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get in any more trouble with him. Celeste, I'm safe. No, I'm not." Now, I've already made a disclaimer earlier, but either way, I'm going to paraphrase instead of straight up reading the following messages due to how vile it is. To sum it up, Celeste said that she has bled as a consequence of something that happened with David, and just a couple of messages later says that she was also pressured into being with someone else by the name of Gus. Almost equally concerning is that David began saying in interviews that once he put together enough money, he planned to move to some remote island completely off the grid. Specifically, he noted he'd do this in about 4 years.
Bro, island? Many Jeffrey Epstein over here trying to get his own
Yeah,
island. That
literally.
is crazy.
There's a very specific. Get my own little island. I'm gonna do it in a few years. I'm gonna fall off the face of the earth.
That shit is crazy.
Like, this nigga just be doing, bro. Like, this nigga
years,
is just,
which is when Celeste would be turning
Weird.
18. Whatever his ultimate plans for her were at this time, they were clearly developing in scale. His dedication to this secret objective of his was to the point that, according to Instagram user Chandler OTD, David had begun paying people off to keep their mouths shut about him being with a minor. And there's even a picture of what appears to be him doing it in some parking lot. Someone else on Reddit by the name of Alpha Tango Cheesecake.
Did I miss something? Doing what? Like just being in a picture with him?
like, paying people, like her friends, like some of her classmates
Had begun
to stay
paying
quiet
people off
about
to keep their mouths shut about him being with a minor.
being
And
with
there's
her.
even a picture of what appears to be him doing it in some parking lot.
This just feels so fucking weird to me. My brain is not comprehending any of this. Like, there's so much evidence to imply that he is with a child. Like, there's a lot. But then now my lawyer brain's coming out with this shit, and it's hurting me. Because it's like, I have seen so many court cases that have gone to court with circumstantial evidence with less. I feel like I'm watching a fucking collage here that should be enough to hold him. But there's not. So now
There's
my
nothing.
brain is
There's
working
literally
overtime because there's only like 2 fucking reasons why they wouldn't be holding him. Either 1, they don't believe he's a suspect, or 2, there's some crazy conspiracy where the man has so much money he can pay off the department. I'm probably going to lean towards 1, but if they don't, why not? My brain is not comprehending what the fuck is going on
It
here.
just doesn't. That's why I wanted you to watch this, because that's why I've been sitting here doing the same thing too. I'm like, okay, it's very clear. There are all this evidence that we have that there is a relationship between the two. There's a connection. Very clear as that. Cool. Why not hold him? I don't understand why they can't hold him unless there's something else going on in the background that we don't know. Because it can't just be to keep the integrity of the case, good, which I mean is valid. That's probably part of it. But they can't be the whole thing. Not for this.
No,
There has to be something else.
I'm not.
That's why I wanted you to. That's why I wanted you to see. Because I wanted to see if you could think of anything to fucking piece together.
The only thing I can think of is right now they have more than enough evidence. This is the third option, okay? That can make sense for everyone that feels like he's guilty and for everyone who's unsure. This is the third option. There could be more than enough evidence. No Future says at least try to bring him in for questioning. Well, hold on. This is what I'm saying with the third option here. There could be more than enough evidence to bring him in on the suspicion of sleeping with a minor and bring him in on committing a crime with a child. There can be more than enough evidence on that. But I think where the problem comes in is I don't know if they have enough evidence, even circumstantial really, to put the murder on her. Because that's the thing. Hold on. Now I'm really in the kitchen now. Give me a second.
You're really cooking.
Hold on.
Fucking
Hold on.
chefing it up right now.
Did they say that Celeste was murdered, or did they say that she was found dead?
They said that they found her dead, and people are and they did say initially that this was that this was a death investigation, but then when the spokesperson for the police department was answering questions, he had slipped and did say that in a homicide investigation that they have to look through everything, giving that polished statement, but he did specifically use the word homicide. So I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that they're looking at this through homicide.
TMZ. I don't really want TMZ to be my source, to be honest.
TMZ is that's so fucking no.
So the homicide unit is
investigation.
investigating, but her cause of death has not yet been determined.
We don't know how she died yet. Even though the coroner or whatever has already given her body back to the family.
Because here's where the problem comes in. I'm seeing like an investigation, but now it's like, okay, if it's a death, this is a bit weird now, because we haven't like officially come out and said it's a homicide.
Right. That's what I'm
it,
saying. That's why I'm confused.
Like, how did?
That's why I feel like you.
Or what did you?
You
See
probably
from
are
us?
cooking it with something. I feel like they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to tie in the pedophilic things, like those weird charges of him being with a 13-year-old, with the big charge of him being the murderer of her. I think that's why they're being so quiet, because you're probably right. They probably don't have a lot of evidence of him committing this murder, but they're trying to find it or hope that he slips up some way or something.
Well, because I'm responding to No Future's comment right here. I mean,
No future.
because he's asking why can't he even be brought in, even if it's not like a murder? Why can't he just be questioned on it? As far as I can tell, I mean, I'm seeing that they raided his home to have evidence, to look for evidence, not have evidence, but to look for evidence.
They also sent, they're looking for blood evidence. They had whatever team that does the blood evidence thing specifically there. That's because I was gonna say, like, maybe they don't want to bring him in, scare him away, but then again, they already raided his house, so I feel like that doesn't really match.
He already spoke with authorities. David Anthony Burke, the singer known as David, has cooperated with authorities in an investigation into the death of Celeste Rivas. I can't even say the shit. Rivas, whose body was found in a Tesla registered to his name. A spokesperson for Burke stated in September that he was fully cooperating with authorities. So, I mean, by the way, this is not me defending him or anything. I'm just saying that he has been questioned. He has talked to authorities. That has happened.
Yeah. Well, that was in the first. That was the first day that the news broke that there was a body in his trunk. Since then, I think they've said that he has stopped cooperating with authorities since.
I mean, I'm reading right here that he's still cooperating with them.
Well, how recent was that though? I don't know.
As of 3 days ago, I'm not seeing anything that says he stopped cooperating. Yeah,
it might be a rumor then.
Yeah, it says he's fully cooperating with authorities. So.
Okay.
So, yeah. Again, this is not defending him. I'm just saying that, I mean, the police did question him. He is cooperating. Whatever he's saying to them, they're collecting. So, I'm not seeing anything about him not cooperating or not being questioned. Seems like they did do it. Now it's just going to see where do we go from here. What's next? So, I am interested. The fact that it's still a death and not ruled a murder is interesting. So, I want to see what happens from there. But I mean, they question him. He's been cooperating, and they have a bunch of evidence on him. Yet he still has not been charged, and that's what's weird to me.
Yeah.
Someone else on Reddit by the name of Alpha Tango Cheesecake made similar claims, saying, "This guy is a creep from what I've heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that he was dating an 8th grader and she would go on trips with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns out Celeste's friends knew and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. Celeste has been missing for over a month now, and no one knows her whereabouts. Definitely something strange going on." Despite how many times he professed his love for her, the tune slowly started to change after she went missing, presumably to go live with him. In June, he made a post captioned, "Me after hearing about her past with other boys, I'm jealous and disgusted by her actions," with the background image being Patrick Bateman holding a nail gun to a woman's head. Now, in any other context, I would just assume this is a complete joke and has literally no meaning behind it, but it's definitely disturbing given what we know now. And keep in mind, she was 13 going on 14 at this time, so any past she had with other people was necessarily the actions of a minor. Besides this, there's also a post suggesting an interest in cannibalism, another one pouring boiling water on her for telling.
Okay, this is fucking weird. I want to respond real quick to No Future, though, because he said, I'm curious how he was answering the questions and what they even asked. I don't know, but the point is, the authorities did question him. Like, we have to wait. That is the thing. I understand that there is so much here. There's so much here. We gotta wait. Like, I understand. If you want to say anything you want about this guy, that's fine. Go off. I don't care. I am standing 10 toes down that if you want me to call him a murderer. If you want me to say this guy's a murderer, I need to see it, okay? That's all. I need to see something from the authorities. I need to see some picture evidence. It can't just be a bunch of, he's a fucking weirdo, gross PDF file that likes kids. Like, yeah, disgusting, and he should be locked up for all that. But murderer, I'm not just gonna add it there. Like, I need to see that. And as far as like what he was questioned on, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait until the court case comes out. We gotta see. Like, we can't say, I think too many people, and I'm not attacking No Future here, okay? Not attacking him specifically.
Sound like you are.
But I think there is this sentiment. It's not him specifically. This is the sentiment that's online. I see it a lot, where it's like, this guy is clearly a piece of shit, gross person. And when people online, because I've been in a couple comment sections, when people online see me and they're like, why is it that you can call him weird? Why is it that you can say all this, but you're mad at me for calling him a murderer? Why are you mad at me for saying that? Like, can't I just have my opinion? And this is where I step in and I go, I'm being fully consistent across the board. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know the guy. I know nothing about the guy. I'm learning this with you. But the problem that I'm having, especially when it comes to court cases and the court of public opinion, is I don't like that we feel that we're allowed to attach any label to somebody because we feel like they deserve the label without earning the label. There's a difference there. Just because I feel like you deserve something doesn't mean you earn that thing. All right? So if he is a murderer, let it come out and let's see it. Let's let it be known. But if there's no evidence of it yet to say he is one, I don't know why we're so keen and heavy on pushing it as hard as we can. I think there's more than enough to call him a weird piece of shit. I don't think there's enough here to call him a murderer, though.
He's definitely a weird piece of shit. Yeah, no, I agree with that fully. That's why I have a hard time pinning that on him, because yeah, it is weird that they haven't even arrested him yet when I know they've arrested people faster with way less evidence, with way less time. It just seems like maybe there's clearly something we just don't know about, which is, you know, it's just weird. All right, let's keep going.
Another boy happy birthday, and most concerning of all, one captioned, "Me if I see her talk with other dudes," showing David cutting up meat. Slowly, these themes solidified, and after enough time passed since Celeste was reported as missing, David once again became bold enough to start hinting at what he was up to in his music videos. In February 2025, he released one for the song One More Dance, where he is stuffed in the trunk of a car and taken out to the middle of the woods to be buried. About a month later, he previewed a song with the following lyrics: "Nobody ever caught me, but I spoke too soon in the back of a police car. I forgot whatever I knew. I ain't telling nothing. Do the same if they ask you about her." Despite how much this sounds like he's just talking about his plans for Celeste, in the context of the rest of the song, he's talking about something that took place in November 2016. But as far as is publicly known, there's no signs he committed any kind of crime back then. I should note, however, that he has one other song where he says, "You wouldn't believe what I did as a kid back in 2016. So given that David has the proclivity to basically tell on himself in his music, people should start giving real consideration that he may have actually done something in November 2016. Now, before I fully get into all of the allusions David made to his eventual crime through his music, I'd like to give attention to an interview he gave in late April, where he said this.
Yeah, man, romantic homicide was just like, I wanted to feel what the other kids were feeling. Like, everybody I knew, well, in middle school that I didn't talk to anymore, everybody had relationships. I didn't have a relationship. I wanted to do that. I wanted to be involved in this or have a heartbreak for myself. So I kind of just like made up these scenarios of myself getting heartbroken and being in love and stuff like that. And I would write songs about things that never happened.
Given he was born in 2005, 2016 is right when he'd be middle school aged, exactly 11 years old. I think this is relevant not just because he's made multiple references to having done something in 2016, but also because whatever this something may have been, it's a significant part of why he later on went after Celeste, also when she was 11. Now, to cover his music, there are more suggestions that Celeste was now refusing to say she loved him, and some of the lyrics became quite ominous, such as, "He might have you, but I've got your ghost, and we both know that's the real you, and God knows it's true. I love you the most, but we both know what I have to do. Eyes looking right through me. Why can't I hear your heartbeat? Dance with me under the moon above. Let us keep this perfect memory." This is probably one of the most dense set of lyrics yet, as the main theme here is one that's a pattern among many serial killers. The idea that killing someone somehow attaches them to you in a subservient role for eternity, with some of them, like the cannibal Jeffrey Dahmer, even considering it a kind of romantic intimacy. Ed Kemper even called his victims his spirit wives.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's fucking weird. What the fuck?
Pretty sure Jeffrey Dahmer had sex with booty holes. So,
oh my god.
If we think about it, you and Jeffrey are kind of like neck and neck. I'm pretty sure he ate booty
Hey,
too. So you guys are like right
holes.
there.
I don't be fucking booty
He
holes.
ate booty
I be
holes
eating
too.
booty
So
holes.
you guys are like
All
right there,
all right.
next to each other.
Yeah,
bro,
but
when
I
you
also
think
don't
about
think
it.
killing somebody makes them my fucking romantic partner in the afterlife. I don't think I follow that.
I mean, eating
mentality.
booty, killing.
He's basically
It's
he
kinda
just
close.
one step, dude.
It's kind of
Yes,
close.
yeah,
I
you're
mean, the
fucking-
next step is
yeah,
there.
you're-
Once you eat booty, now it's time to just go crazy, huh?
You're fucking tweaking, dude.
I'm just saying. I know I never ate booty. And I never wanted to kill someone. But you ate
You
booty.
think I killed someone? You think I'm
Jeffrey
killing
booty.
people?
I'm just pointing out signs. That's all. You know, I'm
Alright.
not saying anything.
You know what's crazy? You only make up 13% of the profit.
Oh, racial. Interesting. Crazy race.
I'm just saying. You
That's
attack
crazy.
with people
That's
that,
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? People that, you know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? They do things, you know?
David's documented interest in that kind of
Does that come from religion, though? Like, do you think that's like a
Eating
religious
booty comes from religion?
thing?
What?
Not eating booty.
What are you
Not
talking
eating booty.
about?
Shut the fuck up.
It would make perfect sense for him to have developed
eating
this
booty
same kind
is
of sick
religious, bro.
delusion
It's my
surrounding
religion.
Celeste. Secondly, the mention of the moon is relevant because in 2025, Celeste's birthday, which had been a common release date for David's projects, fell right on a blood moon, which harkened back to his ritualistic depictions in his music videos. Another interesting theme that shows up in this period is the strings. In his album, there's an interlude called The Invisible String Theory, where David and an unknown person talk about how some people are inevitably tied together by fate. But much more importantly, in 2 music videos and the cover art for one of his album singles, there is the prominent presence of red strings, specifically. Following the idea that David is enamored not only by gore, but also about true crime, serial killers, and things of that sort, it would make sense that he's also into the TV show Dexter, which has recently experienced a huge resurgence in popularity due to online memes about it and news.
What the fuck?
What the fuck are we even talking
What
about?
did I fucking miss? Hold on.
I
fuck-
look to the right and then just start talking about Dexter. What the fuck are we talking
What
about?
are we doing? This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Is when it's like, hey, this guy's a piece of shit. By the way, June 21st at 7:30 p.m.
Dexter.
Exactly this time. This happened on this show this way. So therefore, I know
It
that
was
he
aired
has
actually in that area where
So
Celeste was
he
from. They actually aired
lives
this
near
episode.
that area. Therefore, he must know everything about this show. Therefore, he is like it's holy fuck. It's just like adding shit that doesn't need to be there. It's unnecessary. And it's not even me tearing at like Turkey Tom or anyone like this, but it's like, bro, we started with red string. We started with a music video,
Been on
right?
2 music
Hold on.
videos
We're gonna go step by step. So we
Step
started
by
with
string
step.
theory,
We
this.
where
started
David
with
and an unknown
invisible
person
string
talk
theory.
about how some people are inevitably tied together by fate. But much more importantly, in 2 music videos and the cover art for one of his album singles, there is the prominent presence of red strings.
So we got red string. So he thinks people are tied
Right.
together by faith, and he uses red
With
string.
strings.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I feel like there's enough context there for me to say he's saying people are tied together and their souls are tied together. That's his feeling.
Right.
But
Easy.
let's
Very
see what this fucking insane theory is.
Specifically, following the idea that David is enamored not only by gore, but also about true crime, serial killers, and things of that sort, it would make sense that he's also into the TV show Dexter, which has recently experienced a huge
So we don't even know if he's into Dexter. We're just saying it would make sense that he's into Dexter. So we're already pre-opposing that he likes Dexter. And now the theory is going to be based off of something that we're not even sure is true.
that has nothing. It doesn't even relate to anything that was just said the last 10 seconds.
resurgence in popularity
red
due to
string
online memes about it and
Like,
new
I wanna
spin-offs.
hear
First, the
how
whole
does this
blood
make
moon
sense?
thing is a small but significant motif both in the original show, being present in one of the most meaningful and well-known scenes, which you've probably seen in
Okay.
edits, and in the sequel show New Blood. Secondly, we have the red string motif, which was a calling card of one of the original show's most well-known serial killers, Brian Moser, who was known for dismembering his victims and stringing them back together. Unsurprisingly, when David's crime was revealed,
I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why we are
But
doing this.
that is a crazy stretch. I will tell you, I've heard of the invisible string theory. the idea of the red string is just, it's what you said. It's just you have this like string that attaches you, and everybody that you meet in your life is drawn to you by fate of this red string. It's just, that's the idea of the red string. It's like a Japanese Korean like old wise tale, whatever the fuck, or superstition. But yeah, it doesn't come from fucking Dexter.
Jesus.
That's a crazy pull. That is where I'll agree with you. Niggas watch too much fucking TV.
This is getting crazy, bro. There's no reason for this. This is insane.
Yeah, bro, that took, bro, that threw me, bro. That gave me a flashback of like 2011 conspiracy YouTube.
Just leave Dexter out of this. I'm mad now. It's fucking crazy. What the fuck?
Let's keep going.
Many people noticed the connections and called David the Bay Harbor Butcher, which is Dexter's name as a serial killer.
Bro.
But before we get to that,
Doesn't Dexter kill serial killers? Isn't that like his whole thing? Like,
I've
isn't
never
Dexter
seen the
supposed to
show.
be the good guy? Like, isn't that the
I've
whole?
never seen the show. I have no idea.
I am so. Isn't? Hold on. What are we even doing?
I know. I think Chris has seen it. Does Dexter kill Batista?
He primarily kills
he
other
primarily
murderers
kills other
and
murderers.
criminals. Yeah. That's.
Yeah, that's
What are we even doing?
David.
How are we saying
David,
David? So what? David did a
He
good
saved
thing?
the world from Celeste, bro. Yeah, he saved the world from Celeste, bro.
What are we talking about?
She was gonna grow up into some wild person. Dude, that niggas watch too much TV.
I think it's relevant to say that despite all of the red flags imaginable
fucking
and a lot of the information that I've gone over being easily found online, 2025 marked the greatest year of David's career. From officially collaborating with Fortnite and making the anthem for it, to collaborating with artists like Kali Uchis and having Pokimane in one of his music videos,
Uchis.
to having songs of his be featured in extremely mainstream TV shows like Invincible and Arcane, all of which got to tens of millions of views. By all accounts, his wildest dreams had come true, but at the same time, someone else's worst nightmare followed suit. On the evening of the 8th of September, fresh off the blood moon and Celeste's birthday, there was a 2023 Tesla with Texas license plates in an impound yard on the 1000th block of North Mansfield Avenue in Los Angeles, which was emitting a foul odor. At that point, it had been there for over 3 days, and before that, it had been parked at Bluebird Avenue for 3 weeks, with some sources saying more than a month. A big metal box in Los Angeles heat with something inside of it. When the cops were called to see about the smell, they opened the front trunk, finding a plastic bag containing the cut-up remains of a girl, about 5'2", weighing just 71 pounds, with wavy black hair, wearing a tube top and leggings. When Celeste went missing the year prior, she was listed as weighing 130
She was
pounds,
small.
and now
What the fuck?
Now my brain is
Damn,
hurting
she-
more. I hate this so much. I didn't know all that. I knew about the car. I knew about the body being found. Not a single soul told me it was sitting for a month. A month.
I didn't know. Say I would. Yeah, say when I found out, it was sitting there for 3 days. That's what I heard. I didn't know it was sitting there for a month.
A month? So this man allegedly took her life, took a kid's life, put it in a car, and left it there for a month? I'm so... This is insane. There's either A, information we are fucking missing clearly, or B, this is the most open and shut fucking case in criminal history ever, I think. Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I don't know. That's why I get confused, bro. Because I know, bro. He has to not have done it, like that ass. Like he
This is
was
fucking
with her,
crazy.
but it had somebody in his camp. This is my working theory. Somebody in his camp who has access to his cars did this shit. Something. Because there's no way that you have all of this evidence and you don't even have him in for questioning. Or not even have him in for questioning, but you just don't even have him locked up.
You don't have him
In general.
detained.
Yeah, at all. It's just weird. So unless he's like tied to some crazy sex trafficking ring that this goes way deeper than anybody fucking knows, or somebody else that is in his camp did it. I don't know if it's his manager or some of his friends or whoever. They brought up this guy named Gus early. I don't know if that nigga's real or somebody else did it, because there's no way they don't have this nigga arrested yet at all. It's weird. There's clearly a relationship. He clearly knew her. She was in his car. How?
I don't understand.
In the
what's
frunk.
happening.
And
I
don't
know what's
Teslas record
happening.
too? I've heard that too. Don't Teslas record?
Teslas do record. There might be an option to turn it off. I don't know. I don't know much about Teslas. I mean, fuck. I mean, we're here. Hold on. We might as well look.
I'm pretty sure Teslas record. Like, so if that's the case, I don't know how the police, because I know they obviously repoed the car off the lot and took it back.
So they don't record audio.
No, Tesla's built-in Sentry mode. But what about visual? Yeah, video. With both dash cam and Sentry mode features that record video using the vehicle's external cameras. Yeah. So they do record. Yeah, I don't know if you can probably turn them off. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn the video off. By removing the USB drive used for storage. Damn, that sucks. I was gonna say, because that should be the easiest way to fucking figure out who did it. Just get the Tesla footage.
Jesus.
Only 70, signaling she had lost a significant amount of weight since then, even accounting for the weight the body loses as it decomposes. The body was soon identified, and upon further investigation, police found that the vehicle was registered to David Anthony Burke and hadn't been reported as stolen. While all of this was going on, David was performing his music, including all of the stuff he wrote about her. If that weren't enough, one TikTok compiled the many theatrics David had during his show, all of which allude to what he did to Celeste. Part of what led not only to the identification of Celeste's body, but also her connection to David was the shush tattoo he had on his finger. Although this has been widely reported to mean that she also had a tattoo with shush on her finger, there are pictures of what she had tattooed that just looks like David's name in red. Again, this is another sign of what kind of dynamic they had. While she had his actual name on her finger, he only had an expression for secrecy and silence. Additionally, another connection made by people on Reddit is that the original location of the Tesla with Celeste's remains before it was towed was just a little over 100 yards away from where he used to live in Los Angeles, and his place has since been investigated by the police. David's future shows were promptly canceled, and he's been described as fully cooperative with law enforcement, although he hasn't been officially listed as a suspect or even a person of interest. One of the first people to speak out publicly about what had just been uncovered was Celeste's brother, Matthew Hernandez. According to NBC LA, Matthew said that family members who still live in Lake Elsinore knew that Celeste knew David, and that Celeste's disappearance took place when she went to see a movie with him. Simultaneously, to someone who decided to contact him on Instagram, Matthew said, "Yes, it was David. I met him once in person. I knew about him taking Celeste and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waved off. Even then, they don't do anything. They haven't even done anything towards him. She was always saying that he was waiting until she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. My sister wouldn't say anything, ever. Please send me more if you know. I never knew about the Discord server. I wish I would have known. I could have used this. I don't even have Discord." Matthew then sent a few previously unreleased pictures of Celeste and confirmed the authenticity of the text message exchanges where Celeste identifies someone else who had been with her. But Matthew remarks that this Gus person has since been shot dead. Someone else who came forward.
What the
What the hell? Wait, what? What the fuck just happened? So
Gus was shot.
I'm so confused. So Gus was just shot. It makes me feel like Matthew might be a fucking gangbanger, low key.
Gus was shot. Can we see
So
that?
Gus was shot.
If Gus was shot dead, we should have something on that.
Yeah, see, I feel like that should. Yes. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, look that up. Look up Gus Lake Elsinore, California. See if that's a thing.
Gus. What, Lake Els?
Elsinore. E-L-S-I. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's a lot of Gus's. There's a
There's
story.
a lot of Gus's. Maybe look up, like, suspected fatal Lake Elsinore. Oh, it said stabbing, though. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of very vague. I don't know who this fucking Gus nigga is. We can't even find an obituary. Because
So
usually they
this-
just pop up obituaries. Let me see. Let me also try to look. Gus Lake Elsinore.
I'm not taking shit from this. I don't know. There's nothing here. I'm sorry. He can't.
This does not appear in relation to a specific person.
Was a friend of his and former teammate from when David was still a Fortnite player.
I think most of you all know I've known David for about 3.5 years. And the internet knows a 15-year-old girl was found disconfigured in the front of his car. Can't even say 15 because she was 14 when she passed. For those who don't know, David used to be a professional Fortnite player in the team that I was leading, Limit. Back then, I used to make music on my computer. He didn't have a good computer, so I told him about BandLab, and he started making music, and it completely popped off. And David, even before and after fame, he's always been a really, really nice person, like a little bit too nice, like comically nice. And for those who've been following me for a while, you know I used to have this ongoing joke over and over and over again about me dissing on David and us having like fake beef. Literally a year ago today, I posted, "The enemy, no, the enemy is David." And I would always make comments just hating on him because I thought it was funny to portray, I'm jealous of him. It should have been me. And flash forward to today. This is absolutely disgusting. He has known this girl since she was either 11 or 12.
Another member of his Fortnite team added more context to how they all initially met. We were all in a Fortnite team called Chronic, which is where I met him. He met her in like 2021 through Fortnite, I'm pretty sure. Then he made her get Discord. Everyone in the team knew about her, and he would joke about it and brush it off every time it got mentioned. That's all I personally know, but my friend Pistol knows more because they talked way more. She would literally say he raped her, but then follow it up with a joke, so I don't know if she was being for real or not.
I'm gonna have a hot take right now.
Yeah.
I got a hot take. These niggas should lose their platforms. Absolutely lose their platforms.
You said Turkey Timothy?
Not Turkey Tom, no. No. Not Turkey Tom. I was a little bugged with some of the editing he did, but the video overall is fine. I'm speaking on this nigga. He should lose his platform. Everybody that's part of this Fortnite team, they should lose their platform. Because, okay, I hate this shit. When you have people that are like, bro, it's time for me to make a video. Hey guys, yeah, David, I know I literally fucking slept in the same room as him, but by the way, he literally would like sit there and skin cats, and I would just be like, bro, what the fuck? And I knew he would always do some crazy shit. I always knew he was gonna do something crazy. Like, I saw it, and it's just like, bro, it pisses me off because it's one thing, it's one of these two things. Either one, David probably was hiding this shit from you, came off probably fine. There wasn't really much to talk about, and you're just lying because you want the attention. David's a piece of shit. It's easy to get views if you just talk about how he did crazy shit and you saw it. So you're probably just making shit up. You probably didn't hear Celeste tell no jokes. You probably didn't hear shit. It's just, David was part of your team. He just seemed chill, and you found out he was a piece of shit, and now you want to kind of make content about it. Either that one, that makes you a less shitty person, but still, I don't think you should have a platform if you're trying to monetize off of shit like this because it's gross, but it doesn't make you as shitty as the second option, because the second option is you telling us the truth. That's the second option. You're being honest here. David did do all this stuff in front of you. Celeste did make these jokes in front of you. All this shit happened, and you did not give a fuck. You said nothing. You did nothing. You called no one. You made no reports. That's even more fucked up. That's more fucked. And you don't want to say something until now she's dead. So. They're just fucked.
I know. It's so stupid, bro. It's so weird that these people feel comfortable enough saying this shit on the internet. Like as if like niggas will question about it. Like, bro, you do realize that means you knew about this chick. Well, no, because I never saw her. I mean, I did see her, but like I was told that she was a different age. So like, how was I supposed to know or whatever? Like, it's just.
Which is where I met him. He met her in like 2021 through Fortnite, I'm pretty sure. Then he made her get Discord. Everyone in the team knew about her, and he would joke about it and brush it off every time it got mentioned. That's all I personally know, but my friend Pistol knows more because they talked way more. She would literally say he raped her, but then follow it up with a joke, so I don't know if she was being for real or not. He was also just a weirdo, to be honest. He used to send gore in group chats. It does seem to be the case that a Fortnite team called Chronic was active at that point in time, and it also seems to be the case that David was affiliated with them in some way, at least based on this video title. On the other hand, Celeste's Discord account is verified to have been created in January 2021, which would make her 10, as she would only turn 11 in September that year, which is all the more horrific. Someone else who knew David and claimed they briefly dated when she was 16 and he was 18 claimed she had seen him with Celeste, but never had any idea of anything that was going on. But besides people who knew David, some that knew Celeste also chimed in, including one called Exile's Funeral, who said, last time me and Celeste called, she was drunk and spam calling David. They have matching tattoos from when they dated. David used to have pictures of her up on...
Okay. Now here's why I'll criticize Turkey Tom. First, No Future said simple middle school shit. Watching bully and not saying anything is just as bad. Like, yeah,
Hey,
that's
I think
true.
I found that No Future guy.
Heard you was talking shit online,
Oh,
So the second thing I want to bring up is we already proved that David has a shush tattoo. She has a David tattoo.
Right on his finger. She has a red
So-
David tattoo on her finger.
Now it's hard for me to take this. This is what I feel, you know, there's another option here. Now that my brain is just trying to figure all this shit out. There's another option here that we haven't even considered yet. Could it be that David could be a suspect, but the cops are being flooded with useless information and shit they can't prove and contradictory information? Like, we have this from a person that says they know Celeste, and I'm not saying this story didn't happen, but what I will say is if a story starts off with a lie, it's hard to know if it's the truth, if the rest of it's true. Because if you're starting with a lie, how do I know you're not ending with one? So you're saying they had matching tattoos. They didn't, though. It's not that big of a deal, but the fact that you're starting with that, now I'm questioning, hold on, do you even know what you're talking about? Is what you're telling me even true?
Yeah.
So how it could be that the police are being absolutely fucking flooded with a bunch of bullshit information,
Useless evidence and useless information.
that they gotta sift through, and all of it is just fucking, well, I saw David across the street when I was 12. Well, I saw David with Celeste. Well, I knew Celeste since she was like fucking 3, bro, even though I live in fucking Kentucky. Like, it's just a bunch of useless shit that the cops have to sift through. That doesn't, it again, and the reason I said I'm criticizing Turkey Tom a little bit here is because why you said in your video, this is your video, you said they don't have matching tattoos. You said, okay, I know there was a theory about matching tattoos, but they don't have one. You said that Celeste has a tattoo of her name, of his name, and David has a tattoo of Shush. But now you're showing a text message as evidence for the story where the first few lines is they had a matching tattoo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the information is it's just not consistent.
This is fucking, oh my god.
on his Instagram, but after they broke up, he took it off. Only thing throwing me off is the age, but I'm just gonna assume she lied about her age to everyone in our friend group back then, because they did date, and then 2 days after that call with me, she deleted her whole account. Pictures too, also looks just like her. No way it's another Hispanic Celeste with the same curls, same face. That just doesn't make sense. Gets to a point with coincidences. This same person followed up outside of Discord, providing a series of screenshots of Instagram chats dated to December 2024, corroborating their claims to have been in contact with Celeste at that point in time. Due to how much attention this case got and how complicit many of the people in his Discord server were, the people who were in charge of administrating it felt the need to go out of their way to make an announcement. We, the Discord and Twitch staff team, want to clarify what we knew and didn't know regarding Celeste. We were not aware of her true age or that she was a missing person. We also did not have any contact with her outside of what was public. From what was shared in David's Twitch streams and her role in the server, we understood her to be around 18 or 19. She appeared in 2 streams, but otherwise was not active in the server, and we do not have ongoing communication with her. Most of us are not located in California, so we were not aware of any missing persons reports connected to her. Additionally, the staff team has had minimal contact with David or his management. The mention of her full name within the server was not seen in real time due to how fast the chat moves when David pings everyone. As a result of this situation, the majority of the staff team has left the server, and we no longer associate with David. We do not support his actions in any capacity. Our priority has always been the well-being of members in this community. We are deeply saddened by the situation and extend our prayers to Celeste's family. May she rest in peace, and may her family receive justice. While I'm sure that this sentiment is genuine, and although it is quite possible that none of the members of his staff knew about it, there were people in the servers who weren't necessarily staff members who definitely knew. One person in specific by the name of Xerxify, who was David's Twitch manager, was actually caught deleting Discord messages in real time by Redditors. First off,
that shit's kind of crazy. Hold on, we gotta look up the shit. So they both have Shush tattoos. I mean, Tweety literally just said that they don't, though. Hold on, David.
That's where I get confused. Yeah, that's why I get confused because I've seen that David picture, that David tattoo picture multiple times, but then I always hear about this alleged matching shish tattoo.
Okay, so David, matching tattoos. Can we get a clear image of this?
I don't think there is one. I think the only one that's up there is the Red David one.
So this is shush. But I'm... Come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Where... I just saw a picture. Where is it at? Is there no picture now? I'm gonna fucking shoot my cock. You know what? Fuck it. I'm done with this. This is what we're doing.
Chad GPT.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Do some more damage to the world. Fuck it, dude.
Okay, hold on.
With the baby situation. Are you aware of...
Okay.
So it does know. It does know, right? I like how it describes it as a frunk. Human remains were found in the front, or frunk.
Frunk. Okay, so it's speculation, no confirmation. Okay, there we go. Speculation, no confirmation. We know that she has a tattoo with his name. We know that he has a tattoo of shush, but there's no confirmation that they both have a shush tattoo. This is fucking ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about. Now imagine the fucking cops, bro. Imagine what they must be fucking going through right now. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my God.
ChatGPT working overtime over there at the station, right?
This shit is crazy.
This makes him look quite guilty. And second, I'm pretty sure that if these messages are eventually procured, and they certainly could be given the high-profile nature of this case, he may now be complicit and liable to get a charge of his own. And all of that is assuming that he isn't actually guilty of something, which he very well might be, given his urgency to go delete a bunch of posts on the Discord server, probably because those messages could prove that he knew what David was doing beforehand. A few days after the first big info dump online about Celeste and David's case, a tweet that got a lot of engagement claimed that the FBI was holding David's bodyguard, Mark Morales, aka Marky Next Door, on suspicion for accessory to murder, with an offered reward of $25,000 for information that could lead to his arrest. Mark was then contacted by none other than...
So they have him on accessory to murder, but they don't even have David as a fucking prime suspect? This is weird, bro. Yeah, look it up. See if Mr. GPT knows anything about that. If he can confirm that.
Let's
so that's
see.
the case, bro. That's crazy. Marky Next Door.
He was a bodyguard. He was placed in close proximity of the singer. I don't give a fuck about screenshots.
Fake wanted poster.
I'm gonna fucking nut! Ah!
There have been claims that Morales was wanted by the FBI for involvement and that there's a reward. These claims have been widely circulated.
Are we serious, bro? Are we fucking
Morales has
serious,
responded
bro?
denying that he is an FBI investigation,
Oh my God,
saying the
bro.
wanted poster claims are false. Damn.
This is great. Oh, I'm gonna fucking take my life on stream.
Damn it, dude.
This is crazy.
I hate people.
This is fucking crazy. There's no way. There's no way. Come on, bro. Turkey. My God.
Give me
What are we
something, dude.
doing?
Can't give me something, dude.
You can't do
No.
that. What are we doing? Come on, man. I am doing a live reaction to your shit. I'm doing a live reaction to your shit.
Timothy.
Like, all you gotta do
Good boy, Timothy.
is look up the shit. What are we doing right now? What the fuck are we doing? Do they not understand? Do they not understand that shit like this can actually play a role in the court case?
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. This could fuck it up.
Do they
Absolutely.
not get that?
This could fuck up all the integrity of the case and just let David walk. Even if he's the one that did it, even if he's the one that did it, all this fake shit that happens, yeah, that's a fucking
For
the
people
case.
making
Absolutely.
fake posters about his bodyguard, for people spreading these fake rumors, as much if David is guilty, okay, I hope you truly understand you are not doing the prosecution a favor by muddying the waters like fucking crazy like this, okay? Like, you're not. Because now all the defense has to do is say, hey, I don't know if we're able to get honest jurors on this jury because of prejudice and the amount of extreme misinformation that's been spread about this case before it even started.
That's true. Yeah, because still gotta get jurors in there. Yeah, they could. Yeah, especially for how fucking sensationalized this has been. Yeah, they can make a real argument for that. You know, it's hard to know if any juror is gonna be honest, considering how largely, crazy this case is blown up.
Like, do we not understand? Like, with OJ back in the 90s, there was DNA of this motherfucker. It was guilty. There was evidence of this motherfucker pointing towards his guilt. But the sensation behind the case and the amount of bullshit information that was pushed out there, some by his team, fair, but the amount of bullshit that was pushed out there for the jury to come back and to not find him guilty, we cannot sit here and act like a lot of that probably came from outside pressure. Even though they're not supposed to, by the way, as jury, you're supposed to block everything out. You're not allowed to use your phone. You shouldn't be looking at these stories. But if the people in the 90s who were part of the jury still was able to hear some of these stories in the 90s, what the fuck do you think's going to happen now? You think they're not going to be able to hear the story even though they're not supposed to?
Mm-hmm.
And now we got a hung jury because you guys want to spread bullshit on the internet. Nice.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, and channel. Look at this. This thing has 1.3 million fucking views, bro, and this shit dropped 2 days ago. Like, this is a massive video that just that wanted to post it could fuck this whole thing up because he didn't do his due diligence.
Have we had court cases get fumbled from lawyers bringing in some shit they got off the internet? As for lawyers bringing in stuff, I don't think so. But as of like court cases, a lot of this is speculation. I will say that up front. It's speculation. But it's the fact that these jurors probably are knowing of the knowledge of a lot of this misinformation that's being spread, and it makes them more biased towards the case that they're taking part of.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck, okay.
Especially all these videos coming out, spreading this information too, they have more than enough evidence to prove that it's sensationalized.
All right, we got a minute left. Let's.
Then Neon on stream.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't want the government to be on me, so I don't know if you could be on my phone.
Dude, hey, buddy, I'm not on the run by the FBI, okay? I don't know why you're saying.
Yes, you are, bro. You're on the run. Stop.
Hey, look at the FBI wanted poster. It literally says.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Yeah,
I want to pause it. Here's what's going to happen. We're about to apologize. No, hold on. We're about to apologize to Turkey Tom because he's about to come out and be like, "It's although the poster is fake, people felt this way." And this was the reaction. That's what's about to happen. I have faith in my boy Turkey Tom. He's got 60 seconds left. He's going to be like, listen, guys, the poster is fake. The poster is fake. And, that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And it says my
We'll see.
Big Stepper in Tubbs.
What the f are you talking about?
Bro, the FBI wanted
Big
poster.
Stepper in Tubbs.
Oh, okay, so you're saying it's not you.
No, it's bro. You know what, bro? It was they got mad at Aiden for not streaming and they made a whole.
You're guilty. You're guilty. Get off my phone. You're guilty.
He's 36. Bro, you're so weird, bro. Alright, dude, you got it, bro. Stop spreading narratives, dude.
Like Marky said in the clip, the FBI wanted tweet was proven to be fake. As Marky
Oh! There we go! But Tom, I'm still fucking mad at you, because why the fuck would you put it in here and say like it's real?
Make you believe at first that it's real, then be like, actually, that shit's fake, dude.
What the fuck? What is happening?
Store is actually a streamer who had nothing to do with David or Celeste. Regardless, this is still technically a developing situation, and
No! What the fuck? Regardless, even though that's fake information, you know, this is part of the case. What are we doing? What are we talking about? The fuck are you fucking sipping on, buddy? What? Like, I don't understand. Not all information is relevant information. Do you know that? The fuck is this? Regardless, this is information I feel like I should share with you. You didn't have to do that. What do you mean?
Ultimately, time will tell if legal charges are pressed against David. Although, given everything here, I can't really see it going any other way. Regardless, rest in peace to Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
No, don't. Fuck you. Stop, Tom. No, you're not an attorney. Stop it. I'm not an attorney either. But you can't say I can't see it going any other way. You know why? Because if you say something like that, if you make the claim, I can't see this going any other way, that means if it does go another way, now it's conspiracy time. That's where we're going. Because you're already putting the idea in your audience's head. David is guilty. If he doesn't get charged, we're living in Lulu land. He will get charged. This is a fact. You're already putting that in your audience's head. So if he doesn't get charged, if that happens, now you come in and go, government, FBI, I don't know, paid them off or something. And people are going to run with that. This is literally how conspiracies are fucking formulated. Okay? Because you take the losing stance. If something happens, it's because I fucking knew it was going to happen. And if something doesn't happen, it's because of the Jew. No, it's because
of the Jew.
It's because there's obviously a power being held here that we're not aware of. And that's why. It's the unlosable stance. It's how conspiracies are fucking made. And it's so goddamn annoying.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good point. Yeah, it's literally, if he's found not guilty or not even a suspect, yeah, then we teeter on the conspiracy the conspiracy road. That's why I don't like videos like these too much, because that's what I was saying earlier, that he's talking with so much like confidence and for sure. Like he's not like he's saying like, oh yeah, remember, this is all alleged. But then that's his last
That's his last statement.
I can't see this going. I can't see this going any other way. Like, you can cover this, but you can't be so damning, because this will fuck you up. Because we don't know. That's just a simple fact. Is we don't know. We don't know anything. The police won't say shit.
All right, let's play this out. Let's see.
Taken far before it could fully develop. I've been Turkey Tom. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That's how he finishes it. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Like, you can't end your video like that, bro.
We should have we fucked up. We should have reacted to Criminal Lawyer, dude. Fuck, why didn't we react to him? Son of a bitch.
Criminal Lawyer Bruce Rivers. Honestly,
he's
we
good.
We should have reacted to this one. The fucking Law and Crime Network. That's what we should have reacted to. All right, cutting this segment here. This next part's going to be for the live only. If you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, this is my brown friend. Go follow his shit.
Yeah.
We just want to finish it with this before anyone comes attacking me or him. We both think David is a weird, probably likes children, gross, disgusting human being, but we want to...
I am like 95, 99%.
But we want to finish it by saying that we are not 100% on whether or not he committed a murder, all right? Every other fucking title you want to give him, I don't care. But as far as murder, I don't know yet.
You want to call him a weirdo? You want to call him all the other shit? I'll agree with you. Murderer? I don't know yet.
I don't know yet. So let's just wait and see, guys, until the information comes out. But until next time, peace.